Three,
Oh,
two, one.
let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am AnzaK. This is the Red Hot Underdogs. And with me tonight is the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated, sometimes a little fuzzy, Drewy. Put your hands together.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast that never expands its viewers. It only decreases them. Welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs.
Decreasing. Sounds like my life. Decreasing, disintegrating, everything.
How you going, big guy?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Still here.
That's what happens as you get older. Everything regresses.
Regresses.
Yep, beautiful.
It's like
And to anyone watching, if there's any viewing problems, it's from mine because I've got shit internet. I may as well be in Baghdad or in a bunker at all, but sometimes you get what you need. That being said, we've got a bit to talk about today. We've got a bit of a slow week in sports. So we'll talk about a bit of NRL expansion, and we will actually start off, funnily enough, with the sport we don't often talk about, the AFL. Now, they are actually entering into their semi-finals and situation where teams 7 from 10 duke it out for a spot in the actual semis, while teams 1 to 6 have the week off. What are your thoughts?
So what's it called? The wild card, is that right?
Yeah, it's wild card.
So if you get top 6, then Jesus. Sorry, mate. We'll start again. So let me get it right. So it's the wild card.
Yeah, you get the... Yeah, I hate the thought of it because there are 18 teams in the AFL and 10 are essentially making the semi-finals. So for me, it kind of rewards mediocrity. I do appreciate, not really my cup of tea. I think it's more like everybody gets a trophy mentality these days, but you might love it. Other people might love it.
Sorry, mate. Can we start again? I'm going to start again. It hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Okay,
no worries.
You've started, the internet hasn't worked, and I've just been bombarded with text messages from this woman. Okay?
All right.
So
Let's do it again.
Can we just start again from now? Okay? We don't have to restart. Okay?
All right.
Okay, it's working. Okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for the third time tonight, hopefully I can get this working. I am AnzaK, and with me tonight is the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, and never duplicated. Put your hands together for Drewy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast that never expands. It only decreases its viewers. Welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs. Thank God none of you saw what was happening prior to this. We've had a multitude of stuff-ups. My internet, people being contacted all the time, interrupted. We'll see how we go the 4th, 5th or 6th time around. Anyway, welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs.
Nothing works, but it's like my life. Nothing works. It's just a series of errors that somehow meet at the same time. That's my life.
Mate.
Exactly.
This is what happens with age. It starts with Viagra and it goes downhill from that. Being a bit of AFL, they've actually got their, how should we say, wildcard rounds coming up in the semi-finals, whereby it's now a top 10 semi-final. It's met with mixed reactions. Some people love it, some people hate it. I hate it. What do you think?
I really like it because I think drawing out finals footy in whatever way you can is nothing but a good thing. And what are the serious chances that a team that comes 10th is going to make a dent at all? It's low, but you do get a finals game, and that's kind of cool. Like,
those chances are very low, but I do appreciate where you're coming from, because it gives a few extra supporters a bit of hope and something to look forward to at the end of the
Yeah,
year. The
yeah,
only thing I don't like about it, I think it rewards mediocrity, because
yeah,
you got a total of 18 teams in the competition and 10 get into the semis.
yeah,
So in a way, more teams get in than miss out as far as
yeah,
the semis is concerned. So for me, that defeats the whole purpose of actually making the semi-finals. I
yeah,
do get it from a point of view, as far as financial standpoint for the AFL. I feel it's a bit greedy from the main stakeholders. They're trying to squeeze the financial lemon for every last drop.
yeah.
But, some people are going to love it, some hate it. I hate it, but I don't mind if you love it either.
I reckon it will only be a matter of time before rugby league does it, because there's money in it. And most people, although, as you said, it supports mediocrity, most people will love it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know many places or times in the world where 10th place gets rewarded, but that's okay. Look, it gives people a chance to sort of enjoy a bit more footy, and I'm
Yeah,
not going to throw complete red paint over it. I hate the idea, but like I say, hey, we're all entitled to like it or
I
hate
tell
it
you
or
what,
love it, and that's good.
you wouldn't hate it if it
Yeah,
existed right now in the NRL, with Manly
yeah.
doing as poor as we are right now.
Well, actually, I would hate it, because believe it or not, despite appearances and what comes out of my mouth, I actually have a bit of dignity, and I have enough dignity to say my side would not deserve to be there if they're in 10th place.
Yeah.
I'd still watch it. I'm not going to be so stupid to say I wouldn't and lie my way out of it, but I would hate it, because I'd feel like my team doesn't deserve it. But hey, I don't mind people who go, what the hell? I'll watch it because we're in it and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But,
it's a good thing. I
it's.
bet it will be here to stay, with Aussie rules, and it'll catch on to rugby league in time, and they're going to do it. Yeah, that's my prediction. That's what I reckon.
Look, and it's an interesting concept, and I guess we'll have a further look at how it all unfolds once it actually happens. So
Yeah,
we'll stay tuned. The other thing that came up off the AFL for a bit, we will get onto expansion a little bit later. There was a suggestion throughout the week of a third place playoff in the NRL. I'm not meaning to be a negative Nelly, even though I am tonight. Some things I love, some I don't. I hate the third place playoff.
well,
I've just mentioned two things I hate. I'm not a hater, but I'm coming across as one. What do you think?
I like the third play. Oh, sorry, I like the wild card where
Yeah,
9 and 10 get technically into the finals, more than I like
yeah,
the third place playoff. But
yeah,
um, when do you see a third place playoff? You see it in the Football World Cup,
yes.
and I think
And the Rugby World Cup.
yeah,
Rugby World Cup as well, yes.
yeah,
Yes.
England won
I
that.
actually think it's
But
I think it's got a place for that more in those competitions. I don't mind in those competitions, because what are they, like a month or 6 week competition,
yeah,
about a month competition. Whereas bloody NRL goes for 6 months. You've
yeah,
got like 27 rounds and semi-finals, and it's not played every 4 years, it's played every year. And by the time you get to that game, I think the teams that missed out on the grand final are so disappointed that they don't really care
yeah.
who comes third or fourth. And that's being honest. If you come third in a World Cup, it's only every 4 years. So you go, well, we came third in a
Yeah,
World Cup.
yeah.
Different to rugby league, where it happens every year. No one's going to care if you came third in rugby league.
Well,
They're just
it's
going to care about first and second, but
coming
mainly first,
third.
obviously.
Coming third in
Yeah.
the World Cup feels like what it is. You come home and win. You know,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
But
yeah.
would that same feeling exist if, if so to be second and no, no, it'd be Who would be playing? So first and second play, and
Yeah,
third and fourth play.
yeah. The losers of the preliminary final.
Yes.
So the two winners go through to the grand final. The
Yep.
losers of the preliminary final who miss out on the grand final would play each other to make third. And to be honest, with a 27 round competition, plus you've got semi-finals, and no one cares who comes third. They just care about the grand final. I think the players even would be a little bit unmotivated, and it'd be like, okay, we came third.
You know what?
Next.
I
Yeah.
actually think it'll be good. I've changed my mind. I like it. I was
Yeah.
just imagining then if you were going for the grand final and you
Yeah.
lost, and then you got one more game. Okay, at least we can get third. We get another game. I'd be happy for that. I reckon it
Yeah.
again will sell tickets. People will go.
Yeah.
People will enjoy it, and like why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
it's third place. We
Yeah,
didn't get the root, we didn't get the blowjob, but we got the tongue sandwich.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So okay.
I'm all for it. I've changed my
Yeah.
mind. I think it's
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
like the
I'm
wild. I like the third place playoff. Yeah,
Look, I to be honest, I don't like either, but guess what? I'd still watch both.
yeah,
So I'm not going to lie and tell you I wouldn't watch both because I still would, because
yeah.
I'd watch rugby league or AFL if it was on the moon.
Hey, what about
Yeah.
this idea? What about in basketball in
Mm,
NBL? Is that right?
yeah.
They
Yeah.
have 5 games, and it's
Yeah.
the best of 5 for their
Yes.
final. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
5, but do you think it'd be good if rugby league had 3 games and it's the best of 3?
I actually don't mind that idea.
Yeah,
And I never thought I'd say this. Look,
yeah,
a lot of people quite rightly go, no, the one game has all the suspense and all the intrigue and all the drama and all the high stakes all rolled into one. But I do kind of like the fact of best of 3 because it's a very, very long season.
yeah,
And I think just one set of 80 minutes isn't always fair if somebody has been by far the best and just has a horrible day at the office.
yeah, yeah,
Whereas if you lose all 3, if you lose in the best of 3, you've got no excuse after that.
yeah, yeah. What I like about it as well is you can just have a hiccup, of
Yeah,
match. Like it happens to the best, like
yeah,
Panthers losing to, St. George. Like these games do happen, but I wouldn't want to see it like Origin, like how you play 3 regardless if you win the first 2. I reckon if it
yeah. No,
wins the first 2,
yeah,
then
that's it.
that's it,
Game over. I
Game-
like that. Oh, you know what? I actually like that idea,
Yeah,
and it kind of has that Origin feel to it as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Best
I,
of
I
3.
do like that one. I don't mind. I didn't think I would, but there you go. I'm not completely disagreeable to everything.
Okay, well,
So
what about this then? What about Origin changing, where it's just best for 3, best out of 3, and if if say Queensland won the first 2, then
yeah,
the third one not happening. What do you think of that?
yeah, I prefer that because I've actually seen teams who win the series and hold up the trophy after they've won the first 2 games and
Yeah,
they lose the third game. And
yeah,
it's like, this is meant to be our moment
yeah,
in front of everyone. And it's like kissing your sister.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just like, yay, we won, but we lost,
yeah,
but we actually won.
yeah, yeah,
It's a little bit strange.
yeah. It is. It is. I've seen
Yeah,
that
yeah,
a couple of times. So
yeah.
anyway, all right. Well, we're still talking rugby league. Things change.
Rugby league.
But
Yeah,
I think let's talk now
yeah,
about expansion. Aussie rules are doing it, soccer's doing it, and rugby league is doing it. Expansion, expansion, expansion. Take us through rugby league expanding, Drew.
yeah. Well, we did have 16 teams a few years ago. The Redcliffe Dolphins came into the competition, then it was 17. Now it's going to be the Perth Bears next year.
Yep.
And in the following year after that, in 2028, it'll be the Papua New Guinean Chiefs. And then, because there's going to be 19 teams, they will round it out with the 20th because the fans don't want to buy and the main stakeholders in the NRL don't want to buy either. And nobody likes the buy. It's shit. Everyone wants just games each week. So they're going to have to bump it up to 20 teams. If you ask me, I preferred it when it was just 16 teams. I didn't need Redcliffe. I didn't need the rest. I liked 16 teams. Everyone's got this big push for bigger, better, greater. I like what we had. But what do you think?
Well, firstly, you're wrong because expanding is the way this game gets bigger and better. And let me explain it to you like this. Like you've heard the story before. If a coffee shop is selling coffees, one opens up right next door and sells coffees. Does that first one suddenly sell half the coffees? It doesn't happen like that, mate. Since the Redcliffe Dolphins have come in, okay, it's not like Brisbane Broncos have lost supporters, okay? These new supporters, these are new people. These are people buying clothes. These are people getting into rugby league. These are clubs creating superstars, creating players. Okay, that's what's happening. There's nothing bad about expanding. Absolutely nothing.
Do you agree that we should stop at 20 though?
No. Right now,
what do you want more?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I want to keep going till it's like 50. You know, like why stop expanding if you're not?
Don't you think that you want? Don't you think as a supporter you want to have a feeling as though maybe one day you might win the comp? What if it gets up to like 30 teams?
Yeah, great. The more the better. The more
it's harder to win a competition then. That's brutal. And you also thin the talent pool out a little bit. I just don't know where you're going to get all the players from. I know there are always players here and there, but I just think it gets too much rugby league, too many teams. I'm an old fogey. I loved 16 teams and I thought top 8 was too much. My ideal competition was 16 teams and a top 6.
No.
Not even a top 8. But you know, what do I know? I'm an old fart that likes lawn bowls and
you got to keep expanding, you know?
Yeah.
And Dolphins have proven it can work. I don't know whether the Perth Bears are going to work. I don't even know whether the Chiefs are going to work. And what about this next team? So the 20th team. So is it going to be New Zealand or what?
Yeah, they think it's going to be a south of New Zealand team called the Orcas.
Orcas.
An orca is a giant whale, just in case you don't know what an orca is. Yeah. You know, and I don't think New Zealand needs 2 teams, but I think that will be the 20th team.
Yeah.
I know Queensland want another team, but they don't need another team right now. They've got those 4 up the coast. They've got Gold Coast, Brisbane, Redcliffe, and North Queensland.
And orca is a killer whale.
There you go.
An orca is not a whale.
It's a killer whale.
Yeah, but it's not a whale. It's a mammal. You know, there's a big difference between a killer whale, an orca, and a whale. You know.
And well, that's good. You watch your David Attenborough. I just
know these things.
5 minutes.
You know?
Yeah. I'm not a big animal person, to be honest. Manly lose, I kick somebody else's dog because I don't have one of my own.
Can you imagine if the mascot was an actual whale? You know, like
it could be, but you know, I'm not into the whole expansion thing, but it's okay. It is what it is. But please, for the love of God, just stop at 20. No. I just don't need any more 20. Western Australia, you can take your bloody bears, Papua New Guinea, and then the orcas. You can have all that and then fuck off. Don't come back for more. No. You're not welcome. You're not wanted. I don't want you in my life. I'm sorry.
The more, the better. That's how I feel, honestly.
I just feel it's like all of the NRL power brokers just being extra greedy for extra money, because all of the media people get more stories to write. There's more coverage. There's more money involved. That's
Yeah.
why they're all pushing it on fans.
Yeah.
As a fan, I 20 teams is fine.
But
If it
mate,
gets to like
you know,
30 teams, I'll be like, well, when will my team ever be in the reckoning for a grand final? Maybe one day, maybe never. But at least with 20, I've got a feeling that maybe it might at some point.
99% of supporters don't jump ship and go for another team if it
No.
happens. Most will just continue with their team, and it's exciting. Like the Aussie rules are doing it too. Let's talk about expansion. The Aussie rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tasmania, like, isn't that awesome?
It is what I would like to see. That is awesome, and
Yeah.
I don't deny that. I'm kind of happy for the Tasmanian side because they deserve something. All they've got is cricket.
Yeah.
They've got the jack jumpers, but no one watches NBL.
No.
But you think that they do, but
No one.
I don't think they do.
Oh no, actually, they do in Tasmania because there's
Yeah.
nothing going on.
Because they've got a side.
Yeah.
No one else does.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I never thought I know I've said this before, I never thought in our lives that Tasmania would get its own Aussie rules team. And
I'm stoked for them.
we
all love Tassie.
It's incredible. And that is the beauty of expanding. Okay?
But let me tell you, they will be
People
everyone's second favourite side. 100%.
People win, Drewy. The people win. When teams expand, when codes expand, everybody wins. The only people that don't win are grumpy old men like you. That's it.
I'm a minimalist. See, look, I've got no pictures on the wall behind me. My missus is sleeping in another room.
Yeah.
I'm a minimalist. I've got one child. I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, okay.
Therefore, I don't want to expand. And I'm happy with that. I'm a grumpy old codger that's set in their ways, that is 80 at the age of 49, and I don't give a fuck about any of you. So you can all get stuffed, and I'll whip you with my walking stick. I'm going to old man all of you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But no, to be honest, what I would like, I'd like a bit of a referendum on this whole... I know this sounds like it's going too far, on if people want it to go beyond 20 teams, only for this purpose. I don't want that fans to be hijacked and handcuffed by the media machine just going, expansion's great, and that's all you ever hear. I'd love it, once it gets to 20, have a vote. Does everyone else okay with it expanding? If yes, okay, fine. Everyone else can shut the hell up. If no, we stay where we are. Well, what do you think about that?
They're gonna. What do you think? It's going to be some census to vote or something? Like, how are they going to
have a rugby league referendum.
Send it to everybody in New South Wales. Okay, let's vote.
And I'm so passionate about this that even if you don't follow rugby league, if you don't vote on the rugby league referendum, you still get fined.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
because we fine everyone in this day and age. Let me tell you.
I think even if you say you don't like rugby league, you just get fined. You know.
Yeah, got.
Yeah, if you
Doris down at the bloody fruit market going, I don't even follow rugby league. How come I got fined? Because you didn't vote, Doris. But I don't follow rugby league. We don't care. You didn't vote. It's a referendum. What part of referendum don't you get?
Yeah.
And that would be my situation.
That reminds me, have I told you the story what happened to me in Edinburgh when
No.
Two big teams in Scotland, right? You got the Glasgow Rangers and you got the Celtic, Celtic. Rangers and Celtic. And I was in Edinburgh and we're drinking. And I walked past this Celtic bar. I don't know why I knew it was a Celtic bar. People know which one's a Celtic, which one's a Rangers. And so and I walked into this bar and I said, "Go Rangers." For some reason, I went for Rangers, a couple of Aussies, and I sat next to, and then Then some guy punched me in the head, and then I said, "Oh no, it's okay. I'm from Australia. I don't support soccer." And then some guy punched me in the head again, and then I just thought about this, and I thought, "No, I'm out of here." And I just ran. I ran through the meadows, this park, and I remember looking back, and I had three dudes chasing me, and I'm just running. I am not getting bashed for soccer. No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. In Australia, we're all too lazy and tired to give a fuck. But over there,
Yeah.
oh mate, it's sheep stations at three paces. They are really invested.
Yeah,
It's dying the wool stuff.
the
Yeah.
next day at work, being in Scotland, I had a black eye, right? And everyone
Mm.
was asking me what happened. I had to tell them this story that I said, "Go Rangers" in a Celtic pub. And people would get like, there was a couple of like people would think this Australian is a complete idiot. But also people would get a bit aggro with me too. That think, oh, like, who do you think you are coming in my country and coming to my pubs and bringing in a ruckus? I was like, oh Jesus,
It's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. I think rugby league fans are a lot more laid back, to be honest.
No,
I mean, look, you think about the poor Colombian soccer player that got shot a few years ago after the World Cup in America, the own goal that cost Colombia a spot moving through. So, mate, it's brutal. But look, whether you like it or whether you're not, whether you don't, expansion is going to happen in the NRL.
Yep.
I do like the thought, if I was to have a choice over the 20th team being a Queensland side or New Zealand side, I obviously don't want expansion, but gun to my head, New Zealand side, because I think Queensland have got enough. I think it'd be good for New Zealand. My only reason, like, this is just me personally, why I don't like an extra side in the New Zealand area is the fact that they've had all of these years to get the Warriors right. They have never won a grand final. And I feel like they're just getting everything right now. They're just starting to become a superpower after all of this time.
Mate, well, you just answered yourself. So, Warriors are a grand final contender. You cannot argue. So, that country deserves a derby. Okay? They deserve it.
Yeah, but don't you think they'd have more chance if they got all of the players from the one country and focus it in on the Warriors?
I just explained to you why not, Drew.
Because competition's good.
Competition between North Island and South Island will create more people that are into rugby league in New Zealand. Okay? It's not going to steal Warriors.
I know what you're saying. It'll lift the talent pool. I'm not so convinced, but I do understand what you're saying. We'll see how it pans out.
We will see more better rugby league players exist if there is a New Zealand team.
It's a possibility. I take your point. I don't totally disagree with it. I think, like anything, the sands of time will tell us the answer. We can only speculate from here.
No, it's not a possibility. It is a certainty. Another team in New Zealand will create a bigger, better pool of players. Yes.
Okay. Look, if they... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, possibly.
No, not possibly.
Well, look, hang on.
We'll see
how both sides... We'll see if either side has a premiership in the next 15 to 20 years. If they don't, then, that answer's up in the air. But I can understand your point of view.
Okay, what about, is Aussie rules expanding beyond Tasmania? Are they getting a few teams? What's happening there?
So how many so there'll be 19 teams, so there'll actually be a bye now. Yeah. I would say they will go to 20 because I honestly don't think the fans, and whether it be the NRL or the AFL, I don't believe these organisations like to have a bye.
Yeah. Okay.
So therefore, I think there's always that push to have even numbers throughout a competition.
Okay. which leads me to my next question. Okay. If Aussie Rules is going to introduce another team,
Yeah.
well, it's not going to be another Sydney one because GWS has been a flop and, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
invested millions, it still hasn't taken off.
Yeah.
Where's the next team going to be?
I would love it to be Darwin. There are a lot of Aboriginal kids that play Aussie rules, very athletic. You can have your hook on scoreboard up there, just hook the numbers onto the nail, and
Yeah.
away you go. And the supporters all have a beer up there.
Yeah.
Big alcohol problem in the Northern Territory, so they'll fit right in for the AFL.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just think it'd be a good spot with.
Yeah.
It's one area that hasn't been exploited is the Northern Territory as far as sport is concerned.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be. I 100% agree. Darwin would be awesome. You know.
So, AFL, if you're watching, the Northern Territory Dingoes, and you're welcome.
Yeah. The Northern Territory Dingoes.
Yes,
Great
and
idea.
I've even thought just on the spot about their colour scheme.
Yeah.
Dark brown, light brown, and black. There you go.
Yeah. Earthy. It's
Earthy.
very
It
earthy.
works. Yes, yes. You're not going to have blue for the Northern Territory, trust me.
Earthy colours.
Yes, correct.
They get what's her name? Lindsay Chamberlain. You know, she can help promote the dingoes, the Darwin dingoes, you know?
Yeah, Lindy Chamberlain can cut the ribbon to open the stadium. They can have the Lindy Chamberlain stand right next to the Azaria Chamberlain Pavilion. So there you go.
It's a great idea. But
Yeah.
stands in Darwin, it's just patches of dirt, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God. We're very strict on these YouTube regulations, aren't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all good. So look, I think we've covered quite a bit of that pretty well. I've just got other news. So Nikita Zoo, the other half of the Zoo contingent, is going to be fighting on August 26th. Now, the one thing I don't like is to crystal ball things into the future. I think it's fraught with danger, but something has been released that if he gets past this fight, and I do believe he will, against Ben Marnie, who's 17 wins, no losses and 1 draw. Ben Marnie is a serviceable fighter without being spectacular. I'll cut straight to the chase. If he gets past this fight, Nikita Zoo, he will be fighting in the United States of America on December the 6th.
Okay.
So there you go.
So he's been fighting in the United States of America. Who will he be fighting?
Oh, I would imagine this will be a pretty significant step up because I think they've moved him, probably by his own admission, at fairly glacial pace. It's been a fairly long and slow burn as far as Nikita Zoo is concerned, and that's fair enough because his skills when he first came in were quite green and quite raw, and to be honest, quite novice. But I will even admit he has improved a great deal, like even from what I believe, and I didn't rate him too much at the start.
So,
I'm starting to come around on him a little bit. I'm not going to say he'll win a world championship, but I certainly think that he's improved greatly.
okay, you're not going to say he's going to win a world championship, but do you think Nikita will face a world champion with the chance of winning a belt in December?
So here's what I think is going to happen. December 6th will either be, in my mind, one of two things. They'll come out with a world champion and he'll fight a world championship fight, or they'll fight somebody just below world championship level. Then once he fights them, and if he beats them, the next fight will be a world championship.
Okay. In Australia or in America?
That's a hard one to answer. I wouldn't be surprised with Nikita being the competitor that he is, and the fact that Nikita and Tim aren't getting on particularly well at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Nikita goes, bugger it, I want to win a world championship in the United States because, Tim, you had 3 cracks in it at the United States and you failed every attempt. So I'm going to one-up you because we're not getting on. And Tim wouldn't even let Nikita into his gym. So their relationship has soured greatly. So if I was Nikita, I'd be like, up your bum, Tim. I'm going to do what you couldn't do in 3 attempts and win a world championship in America. But I wish the best for both. I'm not hating on either.
No, but a bit of brotherly competition might be good. And dare I say it, imagine if Nikita came home with a belt. And, we talked about that before. What is the chances of these brothers fighting each other?
Yeah, he could walk up to Tim and go, mate, all you've got is a Gucci belt. I've got a world title belt. I know which one you want. Up your bum.
Yeah, but Tim will be like, well, I paid 30,000 for this Gucci belt.
Yeah, that's true. And Nikita will go, mate, the only time you won a belt was on the internet because somebody pushed the enter key. You didn't actually win yours in the ring. I did.
Yeah.
But look, we're even crystal balling this far too far out. No guarantee Nikita will ever win a world title. I hope he does. I don't think he will, but I will say never, and I will say that he has improved greatly from the start. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So a lot of rugby league talk, a bit of boxing talk. That's it.
We can also finish on a downer. Talking about the not the United States, talking about the Northern Territory like we did earlier. Unfortunately, the Australian cricket team lost their test match today to Bangladesh by 9 wickets.
Yeah, okay.
Which is a terrible upset. But guess what? I like that because it means that Bangladesh could be a future player in Test cricket. Either that or it means that Australia really, really suck, and that was a really bad loss that we should be greatly ashamed for. I'm thinking it's more the latter than the former, but I'm hoping for the former rather than the latter.
I mean, Australia suck. That's
so do I. Mate, silver linings, we've all got to have them. I've got to get a silver lining around my ear right now and along the top of my mop. It's what happens with age. We all get silver linings. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This was a fun episode, eh?
Yeah, a bit different. Not as intense as usual. There's a bit of vibe about it. A bit more relaxed.
It took us a while to get going. The internet's fine now. Oh, God.
Yeah. You know what it was? My daughter was playing around earlier near the wires, and she's actually dislodged one of them. So from my end, it was, I'm not being disrespectful, but sometimes I just throw a ball like a dog, and I do that for like about half an hour because she's 19 months old. It just bites off a bit of time when the missus is at work because it can be a long day reading the same nursery rhymes for like 8 hours.
You do play fetch with your daughter?
Yeah, fetch with Mia, my daughter. Yeah.
So go get the ball. She brings it back. Go get the ball and well, look, that works,
But I'm not always a bastard about like sometimes it's food, so she gets fed as well. Like sometimes it's the ball, sometimes it's food.
Yeah.
And then in between that, she has a little rest break where I give her some water or milk. Yeah. Sometimes even some of my breast milk, so because I got man boobs. But that's another story. But yes. And if you have, for some God unknown miracle reason, stayed with us for this long, please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I highly doubt you will or have, but please.
We must be the only YouTubers that don't say like and subscribe,
Yeah, I know, but you know what? It's because we've got a true sense of our own product.
Yeah.
We think it's shit, and we don't think anyone will like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And it builds modesty. We're very modest about our product.
So don't like and subscribe. That's what we should say. Yeah. Don't like and subscribe. Because
we don't have any other option than to be modest.
Yeah.
Correct. It's all about the dogs. The Red Hot Underdogs, fool. Yeah.